rights for speaking after the Tory front bench, but I thought the noble Lord Londesborough was continuing after the voting break. So if I may briefly, I just wanted to speak in favour of Amendments 58 and 59. And in doing that, I want to sort of declare, perhaps I should declare an interest, which was I was on the board of the Fawcett Society back in 2010 when it brought a judicial review against the emergency budget of that year for its failure to honour its legal duty under the Equality Act to do a gender impact assessment. And in that case, although Fawcett lost the overall case on legal grounds, it was said that the gender impact assessment requirements did apply to the budget and should have been carried out on a couple of aspects of that budget. With that in mind, I do just want to draw attention to the final page of the policy paper of the 13th of November, which I think we're regarding as an impact assessment. And under the heading of equalities impact on this 5-page document that is, my old sub-editor's eye tells me is in 16-point, it says equalities impact, secondary class 1 NICs are levied on employers rather than individuals. There are therefore no direct equalities impacts. And I would really like to question the noble Lord the Minister on how it can be claimed that there are no equalities impacts when, as some figures have already been raised, but just to look at some of the figures, 74% of part-time workers are female, 57% of the involuntary part-time workers are female, 6 million women are working part-time, 10 million women are working full-time. And if you look at the 63% of the UK workers under the £9,100 threshold, according to the Resolution Foundation analysis of ONS data, 63% of them are female. And we're seeing national insurance charges, meaning increasing costs of employment of nearly £700 a year for someone working 15 hours a week on the minimum wage. An additional 600,000 women workers are being brought within the scope of national insurance. And as others have said, on the minimum wage, you need to work less than 8 hours a week to stay below the new threshold. Now, analysis of this has suggested that these women workers who are particularly affected by this change, some of them may indeed want to raise their hours and this might turn out positive. Some of them may have caring responsibilities and mean that they cannot lift their hours and may then have to leave employment because they're only offered more or nothing. And I think it's also worth pointing out that the Women's Budget Group has highlighted how the overall impacts of the national insurance changes are likely to increase significantly childcare costs. That's of immediate relevance to working women with direct childcare responsibilities, but as the Women's Budget Group pointed out, there's also issues around grandparents, very likely grandmothers, who may find themselves being feel obligated to leave employment so that they can take up childcare responsibilities. So I just don't think that equalities impact really can be justified. And I appreciate the noble Lord the Minister's comments on that.